All right, let's dive into something really fun today. We're tackling the cheeseburger.
The cheeseburger. Classic.
But not just any cheeseburger. We're going deep. We're talking about the quest for, like, the platonic ideal cheeseburger.
Oh, okay. I like where this is going.
And to guide us, we've got understanding the cheeseburger. Basically, it's a deep dive into what makes, well, at least one person's perfect burger.
Interesting. I'm curious to see how they break it all down.
Well, get this. They go full-on burger scientist, ranking and scoring each element.
No way.
Like hardcore data analysis, but for burgers.
I'm impressed already.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So naturally, we have to start with the heart of the matter, the patty.
Makes sense. The foundation of any good burger.
Exactly. And this document is all about that 80-20 ground beef.
Ah, the classic ratio. But what? I mean, what's the big deal about 80-20?
Well, it's all about that fat content. That 20% fat is pure magic.
Okay, I'm listening.
As it cooks, it renders down, creating those pockets of juicy goodness. It's like built-in flavor.
Plus, that fat is what gives you that amazing sear. You know, that crispy caramelized crust?
Right. And speaking of simplicity, the document emphasizes no mix-ins in the patty, just pure beef.
Interesting. So no onions or breadcrumbs or any of those other additions some people swear by?
Nope. Keeping it streamlined for consistency and, like, maximum beef flavor.
I can respect that. So we've got our 80-20 patty. What's next?
Well, the document advocates for a single patty, but with a little indent in the center.
An indent. I haven't heard that one before.
It's all about even cooking.
Yeah.
Prevents the patty from puffing up in the middle.
Ah, smart. So how are we cooking this perfectly proportioned patty? Grill, pan-seared?
This document is team pan-searing all the way. More control, easier to get that consistent sear.
Makes sense. Especially if you're going for replicability. Everyone's got a stovetop.
Exactly. And we're aiming for medium to medium rare. That sweet spot where it's juicy and flavorful, but still safe to eat.
Now, you can't have a cheeseburger without the cheese.
Oh, absolutely. And the cheese selection here is serious business. They went all out.
Oh, I bet. Flavor, texture, meltability, all those factors come into play.
Exactly. And after rigorous testing, the winning combo was a blend of sharp cheddar and Havarti.
Interesting. Cheddar, the classic. Havarti, a little more unique. What was the thinking there?
Well, the cheddar brings that tang, that sharpness that cuts through the richness of the beef.
Right, right.
But then the Havarti comes in and adds this incredible creaminess. It melts like a dream.
Ah, so you get that sharp tang and then that smooth, buttery texture. A 1-2 punch of cheese.
Exactly. And they were very specific about the cheese to patty ratio.
Okay, yeah. Too much cheese can definitely overpower everything else. It's got to be balanced.
Absolutely. And they recommend shredding both cheeses and mixing them together.
Smart. That way you get an even distribution of flavor in every bite. So we've got the patty, the cheese. What about the bun?
Okay, the bun. This is where it gets interesting. They actually ranked different bun types.
No way. They went that deep.
Oh, yeah. And the winner, drumroll please, brioche.
Brioche. Yeah, I can see that. A little sweet, a little rich. Complements the savory elements.
And it's sturdy. It can handle all the toppings without falling apart.
Very important. Nobody wants a soggy, disintegrating bun.
Exactly. But they also recommend a good backup, if you can't find brioche.
What's that?
The trusty potato roll. A real workhorse bun.
Ah, yeah. The potato roll. Solid choice. Dependable. Holds up well.
And regardless of which bun you choose, toasting is key.
Oh, absolutely. Toasting is non-negotiable, adds texture, prevents sogginess.
And they even suggest toasting it in the residual burger juices.
Wait, hold on. Toasting in the burger juice, that's next level.
It's a game changer. It infuses the bun with even more flavor.
I'm definitely trying that.
Yeah.
So what size bun are we talking here?
Ideally 4.5 to 5 inches. Got to match the patty for that perfect burger to bun ratio.
Makes sense. Proportion is everything. Okay, so we've got the foundation. What about the toppings?
Now, toppings are where you can really personalize things. But understanding the cheeseburger is all about balance and purpose.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can go crazy with toppings, but it's easy to overdo it.
Exactly. So they break it down into categories.
Yeah.
Fresh versus cooked. Crispy versus soft. Balancing those sweet, savory, and spicy elements.
Makes sense. So what made the cut for this ideal burger?
They kept it pretty classic. Iceberg lettuce, dill pickles, and caramelized onions.
Ah, a solid lineup. I can see the reasoning there.
Yeah. Iceberg for crunch, dill pickles for that tangy bite, and caramelized onions for that sweet and savory depth.
It's all coming together.
Right. And of course, no burger is complete without the sauce.
Oh, yeah, the sauce, the glue that holds it all together.
They actually break down sauces into 2 categories, classic and gourmet. But they kept it simple and accessible for this recipe.
Less is more sometimes. You don't want the sauce to overpower everything else.
Exactly. And for this ideal burger, the winning combination is, get this, mayo with lemon on the bottom bun and peanut butter on the top.
Whoa, 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 hold on. Peanut butter on a burger. I'm not sure I'm following you on that one.
I know. It sounds a little out there. But
Okay.
hear me out. The mayo with lemon adds a brightness, a tanginess that cuts through the richness.
Okay, I can see the logic there. But peanut butter.
Trust me on this one. It adds this unexpected sweetness and saltiness that actually works really well with all the other flavors.
All right. I'm willing to keep an open mind. You've earned that much at least.
So besides the patty, cheese, bun, toppings, and sauce, what else could there possibly be?
Right. What else is there to consider?
Well, they have this category called Other, which, covers all those extras like bacon, avocado, a fried egg, that kind of stuff.
Right, those optional add-ons that can really take a burger to the next level.
Exactly. And initially they were playing around with potato chips for crunch.
Oh, interesting. I can see that working.
Yeah. But ultimately they went with crispy jalapeños for a little heat and texture.
Ah, nice. That spicy kick definitely adds another dimension.
And to finish it off, a sprinkle of smoked sea salt, a subtle but impactful flavor enhancer.
Okay, now I'm really curious to see how this all comes together.
Me too. So let's walk through the final construction of this so-called ideal cheeseburger. First up, we've got those caramelized onions.
Ah, yes. The caramelized onions. They take some time, but they're so worth it. Low and slow, that's the key. And a good amount of butter, right?
Oh yeah, butter and olive oil. You want them nice and golden brown, almost melting.
Makes sense. So onions are done. What's next?
Sauces. We've got our mayo with a squeeze of lemon juice for the bottom bun.
Ah, that acidity to cut through all the richness. Smart.
And for the top bun, that peanut butter. Just a nice even layer.
I'm trusting you on this one.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay, now the patty. 80-20 ground beef formed into a patty. Don't forget that indent.
Right, the indent. For even cooking. And then season generously.
Smoked sea salt and black pepper. And we're cooking this in a screaming hot pan.
We want that good sear. Crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. How long are we cooking per side?
About 3 to 4 minutes, depending on how you like your burger cooked.
Medium to medium rare. Got it.
And in the last minute or so, it's cheese time. Sharp cheddar and Havarti draped over the patty.
And don't forget those beautiful caramelized onions.
Well, yeah, pile those on top of the cheese. And then cover the pan.
Ah, to create that little steam bath. Get the cheese all melty and gooey.
Exactly. While the patty's doing its thing, we toast those brioche buns. Nice and golden brown.
Lightly crispy.
Okay, time to assemble. Bottom bun, we've got that lemony mayo.
Nice, tangy base.
Then a layer of crisp iceberg lettuce for crunch.
Got it. What's next?
Those dill pickle slices. Gotta have that tang.
Classic.
And for the top bun, our peanut butter spread evenly.
Okay, this is the moment of truth.
Patty's cooked, carefully transferred to the bottom bun.
Yeah.
And now for the final touch, those crispy jalapeños.
Adding a little heat, a little crunch.
And finally, the top bun, peanut butter side down. Press it all together.
Boom. The ideal cheeseburger. At least according to this document.
Well, ideal might be subjective, but I think it's a pretty solid blueprint.
Yeah, I mean, they've clearly put a lot of thought into this. Every ingredient, every technique has a purpose.
That's what I love about understanding the cheeseburger. It's not just a recipe, it's a whole philosophy.
And it's really about understanding those core principles. You know, balancing flavors, textures. You can apply that to any burger.
Exactly. This is just a starting point. People can adapt it, make it their own.
Swap out the cheese, add bacon, go wild. The possibilities are endless.
That's what makes cooking so fun. It's all about experimenting, finding what you like.
Right. Maybe someone out there is listening and thinking, peanut butter on a burger. No way. But who knows? Maybe they'll try it and be surprised.
Or maybe they'll be inspired to do their own deep dive into their favorite food.
Document their own quest for the perfect whatever. I love that idea.
Right, like understanding the taco or the anatomy of the perfect pizza.
We need more of that in the world.
I agree. So for anyone listening who's now craving a burger, the full recipe for this so-called ideal cheeseburger is in the episode description.
Give it a try. Let us know what you think. And most importantly, don't be afraid to experiment in the kitchen.
Exactly.